Canada recognised First Nations people in the 1980s. In New Zealand, the Crown recognised the Maori people as far back as 1840. In 2023, it is time for Australia to recognise Indigenous Australians. The first question I want to address today is, why is the voice needed? And the simple answer is because the gap isn't closing fast enough. For far too long, governments have made policies for Indigenous Australians, not with Indigenous Australians. We need a voice to change that. We need the voice because we need to work in partnership with communities. We need a voice because we need to do better. And we particularly need to do better by young Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. More than half of all Indigenous Australians are under the age of 25. But our young people don't start on a level playing field. They need hope. They need opportunities for their parents and elders did not have. They need a voice. Consider this, and please stand in these shoes. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people are 55 times more likely to die from rheumatic heart disease than non-Indigenous people. These deaths are completely preventable with access to medical care, proper housing, and clean running water. Indigenous young people are 24 times more likely to be locked up than their neighbours. In the words of the Uluru Statement, we are not an innately criminal people. First Nations children represent 37% of all children removed from their parents, but make up only 6% of Australia's children. This number is unacceptably high. And yet the number of Indigenous children living in out-of-home care is expected to double in the next 6 years. And this cannot because we have no love for them. Our people are more likely to have experienced homelessness than to hold an undergraduate degree. In 2020, the number of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people locked up in a prison cell was 4 times as many as those who celebrated graduating university that year. 4 times as many of our people with despair rather than hope for their future. Does this mean that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people have no aspirations and dreams for a better future? Of course not. This is systemic and structural disadvantage. The suicide rate of our people is almost twice the rate of our fellow Australians. All these numbers sometimes obscure the fact that this is about real people with families and loved ones, real people like Michael Riley.